So let me ask you something. When was the last time you found time just laying around waiting for you to use it? Never, right? Well, that's because time isn't something that you find, it's something that you have to make. And if you're always wishing for more hours in the day, this video is for you. So today we're talking about one of the biggest myths that keeps entrepreneurs overwhelmed and stuck, and that is the idea of finding time. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to reclaim your time, prioritize what matters most, and start creating the life and the business that you actually want. And if you're serious about reclaiming your time, subscribe to my email list at galel.com, where I share strategies like this every day. And I want you to book a free coaching call with me to learn how these ideas can start to transform your business. So, first, let's talk about the myth of finding time. Time is finite, right? You can't just take 15 minutes, put it in a bank and get, 15 minutes plus two more, like you earn interest, right? You don't find it like spare change under the couch cushions. Yet so many entrepreneurs always tell themselves that they're going to get to their big goals when they have the time. When I finish moving, when I finish this project, when I finish redecorating this room, when I finish launching this one thing, then I'll have time. Guess what? The time's never going to come unless you actually make it. And the reason that this myth is so damaging for people like entrepreneurs is that mindset gives us permission to procrastinate. Look, I'll tell you right now, I am the king of being able to make excuses. My brain can justify any behavior with anything. And I had to learn that that was setting me up for failure. This is a way of avoiding the hard but necessary decisions about what we truly value. Meanwhile, the most important goals in your business or in your life, they're left to someday, which oftentimes never happens. Back when I was struggling with my health and struggling to grow my business, I kept telling myself that I'd start focusing on taking care of my health one day when I had more time, right? Yeah, I'm really busy grinding right now, but when I hit this income goal, then I'm going to make time to go to the gym. I'll find a way to make that happen, right? Guess what? It never took place until I finally prioritized my health and made health a non negotiable. When I realized that if I didn't take care of my health, I wasn't going to be around for my family. So it became a major priority. Same thing with my business. I said, yeah, I'm going to launch my own product someday when I hit that point. Or, yeah, it's going to be something I eventually do. Guess what? Life continues to happen. Time continues to move. Spoiler alert, right? I stayed stuck in both my health and my business. It wasn't until I finally started actively deciding where my time went that things finally changed. So it's time for you to shift your perspective. The truth is, all of us have the same 24 hours in a day. The difference isn't in how much time we have, but it is in how we choose to use it. So making time means saying yes to what matters. And more importantly than that, choosing to say no to what doesn't matter. So now I want to give you some practical strategies for making time. Okay. Listen carefully. First is time blocking. You have to prioritize the time on your calendar for your highest priorities. If it is not scheduled, it's not happening. So, if your faith is important to you, like it is for me, you need to have time blocked off in your calendar to make sure that you're doing the things that are important for your faith. If health is important for you, that time for your health needs to be scheduled in your calendar. If growing a business and creating your own products or creating something that you're going to launch and sell is important for you, you must schedule the time to do it. So if it's not scheduled, it's not happening. The second strategy is applying the 80-20 rule. If you've watched any of my other videos on YouTube, you've known that I talk about the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle. You have to know that 20% of what you do, your outcomes, right? Or 20% of what you do, your actions, excuse me, equate to 80% of your results. So you need to identify the 20% of tasks that create the 80% of results and double down on those. Then delegate or eliminate the rest. If it is not helping you generate money, you need to find a way to get it off of your plate. Don't give me the excuse that you cannot afford to hire somebody to get help. Virtual assistants on Upwork.com can cost as little as $3 an hour US to be able to get people to help you with data entry, research, all kinds of things that you need help with. There is help available to you. You need to just prioritize it and spend it instead of spending, money on a Netflix subscription or a Hulu subscription or magazines or other websites that you're a part of. Take that money and go get a virtual assistant to buy back some of your time. The third thing is a daily priority planner. Literally, you need a sheet of paper. That's all you need. And every morning to ask yourself the question, what's the one thing that I can do today that will move the needle in my business or in my life? And then do that thing first. A lot of us know what it is that is required of us, but we don't go do that thing. We make excuses. And usually there's fear that's behind that. You're afraid of, what are people going to say when I do this? What happens if nobody buys? What are people going to say if they do buy and they think I'm a fraud? You name it, right? It's typically that's fear that's holding you back. That's something for us to discuss on a one-on-one call. I need you to identify what that one thing is and then go do that thing in spite of the fear. Look fear in the face and go do it anyway. All right. The fourth thing is you've got to learn to say no. I created an entire video talking about this, but let me tell you something. Every time that you say yes to something that's trivial is a no to something massively important. I need you to stay focused on guarding your time like it's the most precious asset that you have, because it is. Money's incredibly valuable, right? But the thing is, you can always make more money. Time is always running out. Every second that you delay is time you're never going to get back. So I need you to be diligent about saying no to the trivial things so that you can say yes to the crucial and important things. So now I'm going to teach you how to apply these things in your life, okay? So let's say you're an entrepreneur right now who feels just totally overwhelmed by client work. All right. You're always saying yes to every single new opportunity. A client reaches out to you, says, "Hey, I'd like to hire you." And you say, "Yes. Here's the how much it's going to cost." But the thing is, because of all this client work that you're saying yes to, you never have time to work on scaling your business. So my question and my challenge to you today is, what would happen if you flipped the script? What if you focused on, instead of saying yes to every single client that comes through, instead focused on serving your best clients and use the time that you save to build up systems that free you up even more? Right? Or maybe you say no to some of the clients that are maybe less profitable, less easy to work with, maybe less fun to work with. You take less money in the short term so that you can build a product or some kind of service or something that's going to actually grow your income versus trading time for money, right? I need you to be thinking about this so that you can start creating a plan to get you out of that constant time for money time trap. We want to try to work on that. Okay. Now, these strategies will work, but only if you use them consistently. Making time, it's like building a muscle, right? It gets stronger the more that you practice it. So I need you focused on doing this every single day. And the fact of the matter is, you're not going to be perfect. You're going to fail at this more times than you succeed at the beginning. But it's the awareness. Once you create the awareness for yourself that this is a weakness of yours, that you're saying yes to too much, you're taking on too much, and you're afraid to say no, you're not saying no enough, that's okay. It's the awareness, because once you have that awareness, you'll be able to start making better decisions. All right. So it's very important. So let's recap these strategies. Number one, time block. Make sure you block off the time on your calendar. Number two, the 80-20 rule. Pay attention to those 20% of the tasks that create 80% of the results. Number three, a daily priority planner. It can literally be a blank sheet of paper. Ask yourself, what's the one thing I can do today that will move the needle in my life and business? Write that down. Do that thing first. And number four, learn to say no. Okay. Remember, Time isn't going to just magically appear. It's up to you to decide what matters most and to make time for it. You have the power to take control of your day, your business, and your life if you decide to put these things into action. Okay. Now, if this video resonated with you, don't let it stop here. You've got some momentum. You're making a decision. Now it's time to take some action. All right. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to subscribe to my email list at galel.com. I send daily emails with strategies that'll help you reclaim your time, help you make more money, help you reduce stress. And if you're ready to take the next step, I want you to book a free coaching call with me. What I want to do on that call is help you create a plan to help you make time for what truly matters. The link is in the description, so don't wait. Your future self is going to thank you. Remember, most of all, okay, success does not happen by accident. It's not like winning the lottery. It happens by design. So what I want you to do today is start designing your time today.